In this video, you'll learn how to work in Express Mobile-EVV, including how to start, add, and end an attendant care shift. After logging into Express Mobile-EVV, you'll see that familiar screen where there's those important messages that you can review as needed. And once you've done that, you can select Acknowledge. Now you're on the Select the Service screen. And this is where you'll see the types of authorizations that are active for you at this moment. For me, I see attendant care and relief care. I'm going to start an attendant care shift, so I'll select that and then click Continue. After selecting the service, the Select the Individuals screen now appears. And here's where you'd select all the individuals you want to start that shift for. In this example, we're only going to pick one, but you could select more if you're doing what's called group service, and we'll get into that in more detail soon. So I'm going to select one individual and then click Continue. Now I see what's called the Please Confirm screen, where I can review the details of the service that I'm about to start the shift for, the person, and the current date and time. I'm going to select Begin Work, and now at this point, depending on your browser or your mobile device, you might see a system message pop up like this one. It's a request to access location services. So then you can select OK or Yes or Allow, and that's it. You've just successfully started an EVV shift, and we can see that large green check mark here letting us know that that was a successful action. We started that shift. Now, just as a note, if you haven't enabled location services on your device, you might get some other message saying, please enable location access. If you're struggling with that, consult your device's user manual or contact your mobile carrier for assistance. So that's it. We've successfully started a shift, and now we can select Return to Dashboard. And here we see who we've been working for, and the service and the time that it started. And what this has done, these steps that we've just taken, is it's created a draft service delivered billing entry in the Express system with this start time and location. From here, we can start a new shift or we can end work for the current shift. Let's log out and log back in. Let's say that we've worked our shift and we're ready to clock out. And on the Express Mobile-EVV landing page, we see that same screen where we can review our notices and then select Acknowledge. And now, on the dashboard screen, I see the open shift that I have with this individual for this service. Let's end this shift by clicking End Work. Now on the Select the Individuals screen, I can select who I want to end the shift for. In this case, I only have one open shift with this individual, so I'll select their name and then click Continue. Now on the Please Confirm screen, I see the message showing me the service I'm about to end and for who, and the current device time. I'm going to select Yes to end the shift, and there I see the green check mark letting me know that the shift successfully ended, and I can now return to the dashboard by clicking Done. And what these steps have done is they've taken that draft SD that was created when I started the shift, and it's updated it with this end time and end location. Now that that's done, a completed service delivered billing entry exists in the Express system. When I click Done, I'm now back on the Select the Service screen, and I can start another shift for another service and individual if needed. Now there may be some scenarios where you forget to clock out on time, or maybe an entire day goes by without clocking out. There's different steps to do in each case, but I'll show you what can happen if you have a shift that's been open for more than 24 hours. In this example, I've forgotten to clock out of my shift and it's been more than 24 hours. So Express Mobile-EVV will prompt me to end that the next time that I log in. So I've already logged in, and once I select Acknowledge, I'm taken to a new screen that says, you have a shift that's been open longer than 24 hours. Please click End Now to end this shift. So when I click End Now, I see the shift review screen where the individual I'm serving is here, as well as the service and the start time. Now my shift began on August 1st, 2025 at 12 p.m. and I need to end it at 3:05 p.m. on that same day. So I'll click August 1st on the calendar, and then I'm going to enter the time of 3:05 p.m. And once I have my date and time correct, I'm going to select the reason, forgot to clock out at the end of the shift. Now I'll select End Now, and I see that same familiar green check. It reminds me that this action was completed successfully. Now, if your shift hasn't been open for more than 24 hours, there's a slightly different process, and we'll get to that under corrections. But as you can see, Express Mobile-EVV is very straightforward for starting shifts and ending shifts. Now let's get into adding an EVV shift when you're delivering group services. Some PSWs might end up working with 2 or more people at the same time. As an example, let's say you're working with Sarah, and then later on their roommate, Isabel, who's also receiving services, joins them later for a trip to the grocery store. These situations are called group services, and it's when the PSW is working with 2 or more individuals at the same time. The PSW still gets paid the same rate, but the cost is shared between the individuals served. So let's demo that exact scenario. Let's start an attendant care shift, and we're going to start it for this individual right here. I'll click Continue, and then I'm prompted to confirm the information, and I'll select Begin Work. And now I've successfully started my shift with the first person. Now let's say later that their roommate, who also receives services, is going to join us later for a shopping trip. So Express Mobile-EVV will allow me to start a new shift for another individual with a current shift already running. I'll select Start New Shift, and on the Select the Service screen, I'll select Attendant Care, and then I'll click Continue. Now on the Select the Individual screen, I only have 3 people that I can choose from here, and that's because I already have 1 shift running for the other person. So I'm going to select this person to start a shift for them, and then select Continue. And now I see the Please Confirm screen that has the details about the person and the service that I'm delivering, and I'm going to select Begin Work. Now at this point, I see another reminder here that says, you are about to begin a group service. Please confirm to begin the new shift or return to dashboard to end 1 or more shifts. So in this case, I'm going to select Confirm because I'm starting group services. And just like before, I get the green check mark that says the shift started successfully. And what this has done is it's created another draft service delivered billing entry that has the start time and the start location for that individual. When I select Return to Dashboard, I now see both of those services open, and I've confirmed that it's group service that I'm providing. And I can end 1 shift, or I can end both shifts if I want. So as you can see, starting an attendant care shift, ending a shift, and adding a shift for group services, all of this is made extremely simple by Express Mobile-EVV. It's streamlined to accomplish that process. So just ensure that you have your location services on and you have active authorizations for the individuals you are going to serve. And then once you start and end the shift, the draft service delivered billing entries are created for you.